Hey guys, what's going on? Muffin, I don't know if people saw it. I kind of impromptu popped it up at like 9:30, so I don't think people necessarily had enough time. But I'll give it a few minutes until I like get into the other stuff, or if we don't get a decent amount of people that saw it, I'll just do amusing things, and then I'll save the other more important stuff for stream tomorrow that has more notice. But how are you doing? Hey Johnny, how are you? How are you? How are you? How was your day? What did you do? Anything good? Muffin, anything good? Hey Nigel, how are you? Oh, I need to pull this up over here so I can see it for the amusement factor. Pull this over. How was your day, Nigel? How was your day? Do anything interesting? Why is... Okay, well, this does not want to cooperate, so we're going to do it a different way. Okay, yeah, we'll do the amusing stuff. I'll just have to look at my phone when I'm doing it because I can't get it to pop up on my desktop because life today. Ooh, winter tires, Canadian stuff. Wait, Nigel, are you from Canada? Where in Canada are you from? Hey, Tex. Thought you were gonna call me back the other night. What's that? You standing me up? Muffin. Yeah, that sucks. It was a really high pollen, like bad air day. Even I had a little bit of a cough and a problem. Nothing awful, but Nigel, you're in Ottawa. Okay, so Nigel, then you'll get this. Because I made this joke in Mike's chat the other night, and I think that one person got it, and I'm really upset by it. And so I don't know if maybe like I'm wrong in what I think. Like what I think kind of happened, or the situation is right, or maybe it's people just don't get it. So, Nigel, I'm going to need you to confirm for me that Judge Fleischer is not 100,000% the reincarnation legal version of Don Cherry with his outfits. Between the Pac-Man suits, it is Don Cherry of law. Like that man is straight Don Cherry. Nigel, please confirm for me I'm not crazy because people are like, I have no idea. What about a hockey person wears weird stuff? What? Okay, thank you, Nigel. Because I said the outfits. Like, the outfits turn him into the legal Don Cherry. Nobody, like, people didn't get it. So maybe it's not a hockey thing. No, Tex, you did. You were supposed to call me about a bunch of things. So, you won't have to call me. Because I don't want to come down and yell at you, okay? Okay? Because I'm in, like, a whole ass mood today. So, I'm going to give people a few more minutes, but we're going to go over some, like, amusing things. Because stupid is making me happy today, and I'm having a cruddy day. And, Nigel, come on, the Pac-Man suit. The man legitimately had a Pac-Man suit on. And I just... I'm sorry, that's like everything. If you rock up in a Pac-Man suit, I just don't know. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, I have to pull up the funny thing on my phone because it does not want to show up It does not want to show up at my, it's not showing up on my laptop for a reason. So we will do the fun stuff first. So, sorry. Croc, that's been a hot minute. Yeah, no, Croc. Like a week ago, Judge Fleischer legit had a 3-piece suit with Pac-Man print. Jacket, pants, bow tie, all of it. Pac-Man. I'm just saying. I just still think it's a yeah. So we're gonna amuse ourselves for a few, give people a few minutes of chuckling because I was, you know, undermotivated. Yeah, so we're gonna laugh first. So you guys know, working in public safety, they no longer, well, I mean, they still do, but they don't just page things over radios anymore. You get things that alert 911 and they page them to your phone. And I still get pages. And some of the pages I've gotten lately remind me why I A, left public safety, and B, remind me why I don't delete this off my phone, because yeah, there's times where it's really annoying, like when there's 9 million things going on and your phone blows up with alerts. But these are the ones that make this worth it for me. So yesterday, somebody called 911 to report near the convention center. And the next line is a quote. This is not me sanitizing it for YouTube. The caller says they see a man fishing and checking his own, in quotes, worm. You're standing in front of a convention center on the water, fishing, checking your own worm at like noon. Yes, those are euphemisms for what you think they are. I'm not sure whether to be more amused that the caller referred to it that way, or the fact that this even happened. Okay, so why? What are we? Please stop checking your own worm in public. No one wants to see that. They don't. Which was funny to me. And then, you know, things kind of things have been a little bit hey, where are you? We're using things for minutes, and then we're gonna get into the serious stuff. So yeah, hey, Carte Blanche, how are you? Welcome. Thank you, Bandit. I don't know if you're here, but thank you. So yes, we were checking the worm. Somebody called 2 days ago that said a caller calls requesting police. Their neighbor put up a disco ball on their porch and it's obnoxious. Your neighbor hung a disco ball. My internet's struggling. Hold on. Tell me if it gets any better, guys. Somebody took out a pole near here, so we've been having weird service. Tell me if it gets any better, because Muffin, if it gets worse, I will we'll just table it. But your neighbor hung a disco ball on their property and you think it's obnoxious, and for some reason, for some reason it being obnoxious meant you needed to call 911. Oh, okay, Rob. Okay, so it is you, Sin. Perfect. But yeah, there's a disco ball. Must call 911. Not even just, I don't like it. There's a disco ball on the porch. I was like, that's great. Awesome. This one was a good one. Callers an employee at the zoo and says there's a propane tank on fire near the pygmy hippos and they can't control it themselves. They're trying to evacuate a hippo that doesn't want to move. Hey, Raven, I do see you, darling. There's a hippo? How do you propose? Don't worry, Salen. I have a few of those, but it's like, we'll go with it now. Sir, how do you propose the fire department A puts out a fire and B moves a hippo? I don't think we're gonna be able to move a hippo last time I checked. Okay. I know I used to refer to some of my patients as hippos when they couldn't hear, but this is a legitimate hippo. What would you like me to do about it? And why is there a propane tank under next to him? I have questions. And then, no, Raven, the disco ball was on their neighbor's front porch. I mean, if that's your decorating style, cool. Well, then we get this one. This is classic 1000%. This is internet simp. Or like, dude that cannot get a hint. Ready? Caller called 911 from Florida because they met a lady from here. She won't respond to him anymore and they want a wellness check. Buddy, just one female to a guy. That's called getting ghosted. That's not a reason to call 911. You hooked up with a chick on a holiday. When she doesn't answer, we don't need wellness checks, okay? We don't. That's called try again, buddy, okay? That just means your romantic endeavor failed. That did not require 911. I'm just saying. I also particularly liked this one because it did not go the way I thought it would. On Chestnut Street, a caller brought a passed out girl home, fed her, and let her sleep it off on the couch. And now she won't leave. I'm not sure if I'm more upset that it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go when I read the first few words, or I'm more disturbed that it went the other way. I don't know. I'd like to know. Please stop. Somebody called 911 today at 8 o'clock tonight because their neighbor was bouncing a tennis ball and they thought it was too loud for this ridiculousness. What is wrong? Oh my God. The Karens are out in force. Like, what would you like me to do about this? But, okay. Guys, how bad is the internet choppy? Because if it's really bad quality, I'm going to restart it because this part of the stream is going to be serious stuff. So let's try it. I might have to redo it though. If you're going to have to let me know. No Karen. Oh, there's always Karens. So the last two, streams, we've been talking about, obviously what happened with Muffin's kid. And there was a common theme in my comments that were like, I don't know. I live in that same, and this was disturbing. I had two comments of people that live in that school district and that child, like, had children on that bus in that school district, and they were not aware that had happened. And that was disturbing because it's a little area. So if your kids are in that school district, why did they not notify? Like, that's ridiculous. And I started thinking, and everyone was like, I haven't heard stuff. I don't hear things. And all of it. And then I started looking into some things, kind of about how much do we really know and how much is kind of being suppressed. And we're gonna cover this one first. And this is why I say I don't get it, right? So this is in Lehigh County. Allentown, PA, a former choir teacher and director of visual and performing arts in the Parkland School District in Lehigh County, has been charged with invasion of privacy. Francis Anonia of Allentown is accused of recording a student changing clothes during rehearsals and performances. The school superintendent sent out an email to parents this week saying the board was made aware of the allegations last April. He was put on administrative leave and resigned in June. To have a teacher who's supposed to nurture you and take care of you, especially in what should be a safe place, which is a theater, to be taken advantage of in a way that's disgusting, said Reese Diaz, a 2018 graduate. This is the disgusting, disgusting, disgusting high school teacher. No. Anonia's phone was seized by Allentown Police February 23rd, 2023. Investigators say his phone was never analyzed since he wasn't suspected or charged with a crime, but Anonia reportedly never requested his phone back. It was later searched in April of 2024 after a student came forward alleging inappropriate contact in 2022. That's still being investigated. Investigators say 5 secretly recorded videos of a student were found on the phone. The superintendent says it's shocking, disturbing, and inexcusable. Shortly after the superintendent addressed it, parents lodged anger and frustration in his direction. I'm here looking at you directly now. I'm calling for your resignation. Board members defended the superintendent and the district's action. I have an issue with that. This gentleman had allegations made against him. Had allegations made about him. Hey, Team Bandit, thank you. I saw one already. Thank you so much for helping me. That's amazing. This teacher had allegations that were credible enough that you took their phone. Now, it shows how stupid the teacher is. You didn't ask for it back, knowing what was on it. But, I mean, criminals generally are dumb. You have those allegations. You have enough for a search warrant. You do. That's enough for a search warrant. Why did you not search the phone? On top of it, there was another set of allegations, and you're just notifying parents now, almost a year later after you were made aware of it. Yeah, he was fired in June. But why did you not tell people at the beginning of the school year or over the summer? Why did you not disclose what happened and what he was being charged and what they found for like 6 months? As a school, like, that's abhorrent. And, you know, in a way, it really bothers me because it comes back to the issue with Muffin. And like I said last night, we were talking to Debbie, you know, when I used to work at a school bus garage doing the safety stuff, every time a dash cam activated or you deactivated it or any of it, I got a notification. Thank you, Bandit. That is very sweet of you. Congrats to anyone that got a membership courtesy of Bandit. That's disturbing. Like, I would get something and be like, oh, the dash cam was off for an hour. The GPS is off for an hour. Why? Why? Please tell me why. So you knew of this and did nothing. I guarantee, knew it. And I had this discussion with Muffin that you could argue the school is also civilly liable for what happened, right? They knew something was going on and did nothing about it. And it bothers me. And now we have another situation. You still had kids exposed to this teacher for 10 freaking years. Or sorry, not 10 freaking years, for like 2 years exposed to these kids. And it was still going on. because you didn't bother to follow through and get a search warrant for the phone years ago when the allegations were made. And then you want to know why it keeps happening. I don't send my child to school because I want them to be in danger. And this is insanity. Doing it immediately might end up with the district being in a totally different direction. Croc, you're going to have to explain. But it bothers me. The not telling parents, the not bothering to search that phone 2 years ago. It took a third investigation before they went back and looked at that phone from 2022. You literally put every child that was in his proximity at risk. You, the school, knowing things were going on. That police department, why was that prosecutor, why did we not get a warrant for what was on the phone? And like Debbie said last night, when a kid comes to you with this, they're generally not lying. Rob, but this isn't even a union hiding it. This is a criminal complaint was made. Police were able to take his phone, right? And then they didn't follow through and search it. So we didn't search it, but they still had it. Then there's another allegation that comes out. And he's being investigated. He's found true of. And then we wait 9 more months or 6 more months to tell the parents. Like, make this make sense for me, right? Had you followed through in 2022, no victims after that, he wouldn't have been exposed to. That doesn't work. Not that way. You are just as culpable, school. And I argue that the school is in Muffin's case too. No, Croc, if they inform immediately without they don't know, you don't, because all they have to say is we have a teacher, there was an allegation of it's being investigated. That's it. And if there's enough due diligence for the police department to take the phone, or there's enough due diligence that he's put on administrative leave, then you can't wind up in court at all. You just have to say it's alleged and being investigated. You don't have to say he did it. You just, there's nothing stopping that, right? Nothing. You chose to hide it, and then on top of it, you knew, and you whatever. That kills me. And most of you have already seen this because everybody that's here tonight, I think, other than like maybe one, because this isn't, hey, Griggs. Griggs, you're going to recognize some of this stuff. I'll warn you now. You know, you're saying like kids to be safe, right? I for this, we're going to go again. A man was arrested in March for lying his way into elementary school and recording a child on his cell phone. Ryan Mintmer is charged with 2 counts of terroristic threats and simple assault. They filed in connection with an incident on May 31st. Officers responded to the scene at 9:20 for a report of a psychological issue, nonviolent. Mintmer was on house arrest and home with relatives who told police he charged them with a knife. Hold on. And we got a family violence issue here, right? So this guy. So he's an obvious violent offender, right? But what brought him to our attention first? A man lied his way into the elementary school on Tuesday, recorded a child on his cell phone as she used the girl's restroom. 26-year-old is charged with possessing an instrument of crime on school property, and invasion. According to the complaint by the officer, police responded to the school on the road. Staff members had detained a man after he was found in the girls' bathroom. The principal told Waros that a 10-year-old girl reported she was in a bathroom stall when she looked down and saw someone holding a cell phone under the stall and recording her. The girl, visibly upset and frightened, alerted staff member who went to the restroom and called for the person inside to come out. After several minutes, he emerged. Staff members took him to the school office until police could arrive. Moore said he determined the guy had no reason to be in the school building. He wasn't staff. He didn't have a child there. He was in possession of a box cutter and a phone. He approached the school's main entrance where he was approached by an employee. He said Mintimer asked the employee to use the restroom. The employee let the man enter the school and access the restroom hallway unaccompanied. The perv entered the girls' restroom, stayed in a stall for 40 minutes until the 10-year-old girl who noticed him alerted the members. An earlier letter to parents only said a man entered the school under false pretenses. And they said, at the time of acting on security, they pointed out the unauthorized. We worked quickly to remove him. But then, when the mom started complaining, they had to bring more things up. And this is ridiculous. I want to know why. I'm sorry. You let a stranger, random dude on a bike who looks cray-cray, into an elementary school to use a restroom. You let them into the hallway with the bathroom. And you didn't notice for 40 minutes they didn't leave? Why were they in there for 40 minutes? Hey, Paul. Hey, Texas Mama. And then you tried to say nothing happened until the family came out and said, no, he was taking upskirt pictures in an elementary bathroom. And this little girl had the foresight to see a camera and run and start screaming. So he got in, which is a breach. You took him to a restroom. Even if you took him to the restroom, why didn't you wait for him and walk him back out if he had no reason to be there? You left him there, and 40 minutes later, when the girl came out, that's what stopped him. Just FYI, he did no time and he doesn't have to register at an elementary school. He still lives a block away from it. This is ridiculous. I was like, what are we doing here? Hold on, I just saw. See, Alan, if they're wrong, though, that person can sue as well. No, see, Alan, they can't. They cannot. I know what you're saying. You're trying to say it's defamation. You can't get from here to there, right? It's not definition. It's not defamation because truth is an absolute defense, right? So the school coming out and saying there has been an allegation made and it's being investigated is true. They don't have to specify details of it. They don't have to, necessarily name him. There's an employee that this was a teacher. This was happening. He has suspended pending investigation. End of discussion. So that, that's, you can't sue for defamation for that. Croc, how was a girl missing that long? Croc, the girl wasn't. The guy that entered the school went into the girl's bathroom. And 40 minutes later, some little girl walked in to use the restroom and noticed the camera and ran out screaming. There were other children that had been in and out in that period of time, and they didn't notice him because he was in the next stall. Not all sex crimes require registration. Yeah. So, Griggs, this one does because it involved a minor and taking pictures, so it falls under the CP guidelines, the production of CASM. So that one would, because it's CASM at that point. And I was like, okay. So we have teachers letting people into elementary schools where they're taking upskirt pictures. We have an art director at a school that we didn't bother to tell anybody has been investigated multiple times by police for doing icky things or taking icky pictures with underage people. You know, that's insane. And I was like, well, okay. Maybe this is just kind of here or there. But it's not. I went and looked, and 5 teachers that taught at my high school and were there when I was there have all been arrested and charged for inappropriate conduct with minors and students. It is like a daily thing in the mail, like on the news you see. And it's more and more female teachers. Griggsy, he is in the state both you and I are in. Griggsy, you do not live far from me. That's why I said you may recognize some of the things. So, I have an issue. And then a school district saying, oh, he got in, but then we made sure he left. But we're going to leave out the part about him taking upskirt pictures. Like, I'm going to need you to square that for me. Where in all of this, right? So, I have 16 of you here. Out of the 16 of you in the chat, how many of you remember my interesting backyard visitor? Put a 1 in the chat, because if you all remember it, I'm not going into it again. But I started looking today, and after talking, and I can tell you guys right now, the thing with Muffin's son and the thing with that POS from last night, it is far from over. I FOIA'd things, and Debbie and I are going to look through some of it and see who kind of has responsibility. Rob, you don't remember it. Okay, so if you've heard the story, you've heard the story. If you didn't, I'm going to tell it again because Sin will like this one. So, one day I get a call, my mom, my very pearl-clutching mother, that she's looking at my back out the yard at 11 o'clock, and there's a man naked as a jaybird in the middle of the day, checking his worm, middle of the yard. Could have picked any backyard, but he chose the only backyard that had children's toys in it. When police got there, he was still checking his worm. And as soon as they gave him commands, he rolled over, he proned out and put his hands. So I know that's not your first rodeo, sir. But here's the thing. I pressed charges, right? I have kids, all of this. He was released on his own recognizance. Not only was he released on his own recognizance, they didn't tell us that he was out of custody. And the next day, he's arrested in the middle of the state for having a firearm and being felon in possession and in giving false ID. we went back and forth with court. He refused to go to court, which I don't get. Like, just drag his ass out the cell. But whatever. Then I got told it didn't matter because he was going to jail for the other thing for a longer period of time, right? So we went. Well, then magically he was coming back to be sentenced here. They didn't ask if I was okay with a plea. They didn't ask anything. All they said to me was, hey, this is what's going on. This is what he's being charged with. It's probation, and he's going to have to take a drug and alcohol class, and he'll be fine. But I take issue with this. This man was a registered sex offender already. He was a registered sex offender in Grigsby. Then maybe we are not in the same state. I thought we were. I thought you were in PA. That there, if you're not the Grigsby in PA, there's a Grigsby in PA on Facebook that looked similar to you, and I saw the name and I was like, huh, I think he is near me. Oh, you're in Illinois? Okay, well, Grigsby, somebody that has your same Grigsby, and they popped up in like the people you might know on Facebook, so I thought that was you. But that's all good. But like, they didn't tell us that he had been released. So they didn't give us any choices, right? He's already a Mickens law offender. Come to find out, he got out of those charges somehow or got early release from the other jail. They didn't even charge him with indecent exposure. They just charged him with a trespass. You're a registered sex offender. You're putting baby batter on my kids' toys in the middle of the day. And you got a slap on the wrist? This is not your first rodeo. And it is absolutely maddening to me. So I have done a whole bunch of research and I've made a decision with the channel, especially with the Debbie Davis stuff. And guys, the Debbie Davis stuff, please, I am begging you, please keep sharing it. We broke 1,000. We literally broke 1,000 views, guys. So please keep sharing that out for me, because the more the better. But I was so happy that Debbie was being well received with all of this and getting support, and all of the support Muffin's getting. But so I've made a decision with the channel. I am still going to do gun content, but after all of this with Muffin, and hold on, Griggs, I'll explain in a second. After all of this with Muffin and Debbie and everything, and the reception it's gotten and the things people are sending me in emails, I am going to make one night a week, and I'm going to mark it so people know it is, you know, not nice content. We're going to be the sunlight disinfectant, because if I found 11 school issues and I'm finding all these things and people are sending me emails about situations going on and that nobody is bringing awareness to, we're going to do it here. We're going to name and shame and bring awareness. Because not only am I determined to get justice for Muffin's precious little one, I will get justice for other children. So we're going to make a difference. So one night a week, we are going to disinfect the nastiness in the world. To schedule certain content days, we're going to have like a Jimmy and then edit it, okay? So, Griggsy, what happened with Debbie Davis? Griggs, did you miss the last 2 streams or just yesterday? So the short version is Muffin reached out to me because his son was the victim of child abuse by CSA, sexual, by a bus driver, councilman, police officer, and they were going to just give him parole. Debbie stepped in, and because of Debbie and Debbie's assistance, he's got 6 years in jail. But he molested and did horrible things to multiple children over a very long period of time. Yeah, Griggs, go back 2 videos. You'll see, I think it's like my highest video now with 1,600 views. Go back to that and watch it, and please share it out. Because of the difference she made, she is now being nominated. Yeah, Griggs, please. Oh my God, Griggsy, pretty, please. Go back and watch this ago. And then she came on last night to talk about the whole thing with us. But go watch 2 streams ago. Watch last night, pretty, please. And then do me a favor, Griggsy, email me, because maybe you can help me with what we're doing now. We have gotten her nominated for the Champion of Justice for the entire state of Michigan. I have had the U.S. Prosecutors Association reach out to me because it was shared about entering her into their awards. I have gotten advocacy groups asking for us to help her, like to nominate her for awards. So if you could go watch those 2 videos, email me, maybe you can help me propel Debbie. Yeah, Griggs, go watch those 2 and then message me because it'll make more sense. But Debbie is the reason a child predator did not do 18 months probation for raping 2 boys over the course of years and only get 18 months probation because he was the victim, nobody else. Because, yeah. So, we're going to go over some of the other stuff tomorrow night. I'm getting a little tired. Got a couple things going in the morning, but I'm going to set up a stream much earlier tomorrow so that we get everybody here to kind of go through some of what I found about states and the different laws about child sex offenders and who has to be where and why our children aren't being protected. So I say to you, with all peace, love, and light, please like, share, subscribe. Let's get this all out there. Let's bring sunlight and disinfect the disgusting. And, you know, the shameless plea, please go share the Debbie Davis stuff. Please share it. Please help us make a difference. Debbie and I worked so hard just, and not for recognition. I was never going to talk about it on the channel until Muffin gave me permission. We worked so hard to make sure Muffin's child got the justice he deserved. Judy's stream is tomorrow. Raven, when's Judy's stream? And who's Judy? Which Judy? I'm missing something. Fill me in. Gotta fill me in, Raven. Yes, Mayor Wrench, I am tired. I have an appointment with a cardiac surgeon and a neurosurgeon on Monday really early, so I am tired. Judy, you got this. You think it's around 8 or 9. Okay, I'll post a different time. Raven, just email me when it is, and I will post around it, which isn't a problem because I have all day off. So, again, peace, love, light, all of our love to Muffin, all of the things in the world to Debbie. Hey, Debbie, tardy to the party, but you're here. Hey, Debbie, I'm going to text you about something later about tomorrow, and we can discuss. So, peace, love, and light to all of you, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Okay? Bye, guys.